All right. Today's date is Friday, May 8th. I got to keep looking at my phone to figure out the date because I'm just so off with it. But today is Friday, May the 8th, 2020. And this is my online journal. I haven't done one of these in about a month. I did want to do it more often, but unfortunately, I had to upgrade some of my gear. So, copped a new microphone. This is the Shure SMB7 microphone. I like it. I do have to get something else for this just to make this work a little bit better. Turn that there. And I had to get I had to get an SSD for my iMac, solid state drive, and I had to get some memory. And I'm still just kind of in the process of upgrading everything. But it was a needed thing, right? I had to do this because if I didn't upgrade ultimately the memory, I just wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, right? So made the upgrade here, took the leap and upgraded some of my equipment. Um, Now, last video, we're still, under I guess under this virus, coronavirus, still going on. So last video was in early April. I don't know what the numbers were. Like we might have just been approaching a million at that time. Well, as of today, again, Friday, May the 8th, we have just crested past 4 million cases worldwide. So we're actually sitting at 4,007,292 cases. As far as deaths go, we're sitting at 275,737 deaths. So I'm sure that's a huge, huge jump from last report. As far as survivals or recoveries, not survivals, recoveries, we have 1,380,838, which is great. That's really good to see that number that high. But the case number is jumping. This case number has been jumping, rather large. America is now number one with the cases. I don't know what it was the last video I did, but America is currently number one with the cases with 1,320,044 cases. Specifically, deaths 78,529, and recoveries sitting at 222,008. So that's the status of the cases and whatnot, and where we're at, right? Just that quick update. As far as myself, other than upgrading, my equipment here and just taking the steps needed to do that, I haven't really done a whole lot. Just, brought Joan back and forth to any doctor's appointments and to work because clearly I'm not working at the moment, working in TV. TV's totally shut down. I don't know when TV is going to get back up and running, at least here in Canada. But some things are reopening. Hopefully, they just don't get, shut back down because of cases jumping up again. But that does seem more than likely what's going to happen. And we're being warned that, fall, winter, probably going to be a second wave. So that's that. But again, just prepping for Beanie. Beanie is what we've been calling our baby. We've been calling our baby Beanie. Just kind of the nickname that we give, I guess, because at the time it was the size of like a bean, and we just thought it was cute. So we just keep calling our kid Beanie. And if you're watching the future Beanie or whatever we decide to name you, at this particular time while you're still in your mother's stomach, we're referring to you as Beanie, right? It just is what it is. Um, Other than that, though, man, just been here, upgrading my gear, trying to really dive into, doing some online stuff. Because really, like, what else am I going to do, sick of fighting with people online. Like, so many people just think this is a quote unquote pandemic. The problem is with that is, like, they're running with these notions without any actual, like, factual evidence. They're so quick to run from theory to theory to theory and just switch it up and try to string them all together, and that worries me because I just think it's dangerous when you kind of start switching it up every day. That tells me that these people aren't actually doing any research themselves. They're just looking for something that will confirm their bias. So it just is what it is. Call of Duty. Been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately. Just trying to get into it. I like it, man. It's not bad. Finally, dove into it since I have bought it. And again, it's not bad. It's fun. I die a lot, but I'm slowly getting better with it. So hey, man, is what it is. And I'm just trying to get better with it, right? And, that for the most part is just the gist of it. I just really wanted to jump back on today and just be able to, totally come back on here and update with where I'm at and what's going on and the status of the world right now. But for me, with, Beanie on the way, sometime around November 10th or so, that's really where my thoughts have been, other than just staying safe and just trying to protect ourselves, because that's what's important, making sure my family's good, making sure they're safe and everything like that, right? Did a reaction video today for 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine. He is a artist who, he got caught up with some drama with his people, and he wound up snitching on his crew after they got involved with some bullshit, some BS, and ultimately, you know, he wound up where he wound up, and he's out. So he's out, and he just put out a new video. So I did a reaction video for that today. Check it out if you get a chance. If you're watching this now, if you're watching this years down the road, totally ignore that. You probably wonder who the hell 6ix9ine is, because I doubt he's gonna be, an artist who's got a mainstay presence, presence in the mainstream. Sorry, 10 or 20 years, but I could be wrong, right? Somebody pull up this video 10 years from now, like, you're wrong. He's still here. He's still a huge artist. But with that, a lot of people don't really want to work with him just based on the trouble he's got himself into and the things of that nature. What else have I been up to? Just doing a little reading, audiobook listen to his current 50 Cent audiobook, Curtis Jackson something or other. Basically, it's, him explaining the second portion of his life or even some of the stuff in the past. But I'm digging it. I like it. As a person, questionable at times. He's very questionable at times, but hey, I'm totally digging this audiobook that he's got out. It's actually got a lot of gems in it, which is, really interesting. And he touches on his relationship with his son, which I've totally called him a psychopath for how he reacts with his son, but I mean, he touches that and he goes into that, right? And it's just so interesting because I have a similar scenario with my mother. I don't know where we totally fell apart. We've never been close, ever, ever, ever. And so I understand where he's coming from a little bit with that. Just he's the parent, so hearing his perspective say that. Now, personally, I hope I never wind up in that position with Beanie, because that's my child, and I just don't want to be in a position where I'm not close to my child. That's horrible, right? So definitely something I'm not trying to do with my own seed, my own kid, with Beanie. Like, again, Beanie, I hope you're seeing this in the future, and again, whatever we name you, and you're like, oh, cool, it's my dad, and we're tight, is what it is, right? I don't know why I'm throwing my wrist out so much like this, just throwing the darts out, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, I'm just really trying to just get up on this online stuff, right? Really establish some type of presence on here, because realistically, the way things are looking, there's not going to be a lot of jobs out there in the near future. And if I could kind of establish something online for myself that's my own, that'll be worth its weight, more so than other things, right? So it's really just about entrepreneurship and establishing something my own at this particular time. So that's really just the steps that I'm taking at this particular moment. I have started to invest into some Bitcoin, as well as Ethereum, as well as XRP and Stellar Umans. So these are cryptocurrencies, right? And I started investing in them because basically I know that essentially the economy is going to crash soon, and all these people are talking about, oh, they're doing this on purpose to crash the economy. Well, I mean, there is an alternative. You can invest in a cryptocurrency, right? There are ways to totally divert your money, future stocks, anything like that, right? Right now, as a matter of fact, I should look into it for next week. I'm going to start looking into things like Disney. Is Disney stock down right now? Is it worth it to invest in Disney? Do I think Disney has a future past 2020, 2021 if they don't open up any of their parks, right? So investing in Disney. I've probably already missed a Netflix boat, but there might be other streaming services and other things. And just got to kind of adjust my thought, my train of process, and start thinking like, what are the future paradigms? What are the future things that people are really going to spend their money on? Groceries and entertainment. Those are going to be the two big things, right? Now, if we can't really go out and party, then it's going to be a lot of online entertainment. So that's going to be things like Netflix. That's going to be things like YouTube. That's going to be other streaming services, That's going to be people, streaming video game playing and basically doing what I'm doing right now. We're going to see more and more of that, as well as, Netflix productions and YouTube productions and things of that nature. So that's just where my head is thinking, or at least thinking like what the train of thought will be for the future, right? I'm just kind of rambling here with that. Um, but yeah, I'm staying healthy. I did have some issues with my heart earlier this month. I felt like I was having some massive heart palpitations, and those have absolutely calmed down. I think I was just taking too much vitamin C tablets, and those were just kind of like really messing with me. So cut that out, and my heart definitely feels a lot better. Hopefully, I never go through that again. But yeah, man, it's been a minute, like I said, since I did this. So we back. Equipment's upgraded. The quality of this video should surpass the quality of the previous videos. And again, just going to jump back on to doing this stuff. Shout out to Specs for giving me an intro for my album roulette series that I'm doing here on YouTube. And, we're going to jump back into that, right? As far as the baby pregnancy is going, I think we've now entered the 4th month. So like I said, November 10th is around the time that we're really looking to do that. And it was only, one or two journal entries ago that I actually said here on YouTube that we were having a child. But, I kind of told y'all here before we told the rest of the family. Eventually we told the rest of the family, right? I did, send my mom a text message, and it's still sitting undelivered and unread. So that lets you know where the status of our relationship is. If you watch the video where I announced our pregnancies, I talked about the lack of closeness between my mother and myself and how I don't want that for my child. And here it is, me trying to, give her a heads up. I tried to give her a heads up about a week ago, or last Saturday, so 6 days ago, and she kind of just disregarded it. Again, didn't, from what I could tell, has not read the text message that I sent her. And then I went to my grandfather's apartment. They coincidentally live in the same building, and I buzz up to my papa. I call him Papa. Buzz up to his apartment, and of course she's there because she lives in the same building. And she didn't really want to let me in. Understandable at this time during COVID. But I told her, listen, I'm coming up to show my grandfather something. So I had to get a little aggressive over the PA with her, just because she thinks that I'm still a child and going to do whatever she says. And I kind of had to, give it to her, almost read her the riot act. I was getting really pissed off, to be completely honest. So I went up, I showed the picture to my grandfather, masked up, obviously. Just gave it to him and stepped back, and she saw it. And I don't think she said congratulations. She just asked when, beanies due. So I replied, and that was pretty much it. No congratulations, no, oh my God, I'm so happy, or great, I'm gonna have another grandchild, right? But Papa was super excited, and that really made my day, because that man's dope. That man's cool, man. I love him. He means the world to me. And ever since my nan passed, I've made sure that I don't go too long without going to see him. He's a 80-year-old Japanese man. And it's important to me to stay in contact with that man because he's been a part of my life my entire life. Right? It's just really upsetting to see that my mom took that attitude, or she refuses to read the text message I sent her. But you know what? Fuck it. Life's too short to sit here and dwell on bullshit and the fact that I'm going to have a child of my own. She doesn't want to be a part of that life. She doesn't want to be a part of that life. So we'll move on, move forward. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it, man. That's the summary of the month. I mean, I'm sure there was lots of stuff that I've done between here and then and now, and spent more money than I should have, but don't tell anybody about that. We'll replace it. It'll be replaced very easily, very quickly. Just got to do a couple things legal, not illegal, but a couple things legal, and just, make that on the flip side. And that's about it, man. That's really about it, right? So, gonna jump back into doing these journals again. I had to take some time off just because my equipment wasn't ready. My iMac was on the way out, and I had to get a SSD put into that, improve the memory, get the arm, get the mic, and just step my game up, right? If I'm going to do this, step my game up. And that's pretty much just the gist of it. All right, so once again, bless. It's Friday. I'm going to jump off this. And, I might do some DJing tonight. I might not. Who knows, right? It just depends how I feel later on after I take Joan to work. But it feels good to be back. It feels good to set myself up and just get the equipment that I need set up. And, I'm really happy that I did acquire this microphone because it now means that I have a great microphone for if and when I want to record vocals. Just a couple things I need to get with this just to bring this mic up to the professional level that I need it to be at, right? And I'm rambling. So let me get off of this, get into my journal for Friday, May the 8th, 2020. And it's starting to kick in. I'm starting to get really excited. I'm going to be a dad. So, is what it is, man. And if you're watching this in the future, Beanie, I'm sure we're not going to be calling you Beanie in the future. We might. That might stick for life. But if you're watching this in the future, what up? I hope you're having a good day. I love you even though I haven't met you yet. All right. So, I'm going to jump out of this. Enjoy. Bless. Namaste. Peace. All that good shit, y'all. One love.